microphone, and then you have a microphone as well?
Well, this is a receptor or receiver.
Okay.
And I've got the logs.
Oh, I see, okay.
So it gets everything that comes through to me.
That's cool.
And then it goes through there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It took me a minute to come up with this configuration.
Yeah.
So there's
2 exits. You can go out that way
or this way.
Or that way, yeah.
All right. And let me check my brakes. My brakes are good. I'll let you check your brakes. You have control?
I got flight controls.
You have the controls.
My brakes are also good. You got flight controls.
I have the control.
Your flight controls.
I have to get back into that habit. It's been a whole year just flying by myself.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see anybody to the left, don't see anybody to the right, don't hear anybody in the traffic pattern.
Nice, yeah, it looks pretty dead out here today. Oh, also, I was looking into, you know how the other day we were I was switching back and forth between distance on here and the 650?
Yeah.
So I found out that it's not possible to put, like if you're on a VOR deal, you can't put the GPS distance on there, it just has to be on here.
Okay.
So we can walk through that again today too. That's one of the things I really don't like about the 650. So this, you're going to go right, and then it's not this left, it's going to be the next left.
That's what I was thinking.
You could take this one, it has access points.
Okay.
But usually that goes straight to the U-Lister ramp. This is like alpha.
Gotcha.
Usually.
All right, clear.
Put your power to like 1,000 and then take your feet off the brakes and you won't have to hold the brakes the whole time.
Okay. Let's get a little more over here. There we go, right down the center.
Yeah, nice. That's a big one.
Okay, instrument.
Big one for instrument. So I think we went over this last time maybe, but basically you're scanning the standard 6 plus your compass. So I usually start here and kind of move in a backwards C shape.
Okay.
So airspeed's reading 0.
Okay.
Which is correct. We're not moving. Attitude indicator, we got blue skies over brown horizon. Our wings are level. If they're not level, they should be within 5 degrees either side. Our altimeter is set for the altimeter setting 29 or 9 or 5. And that's correct, it reads within 75 feet of our elevation. Vertical speed is 0. If it's not 0, just note wherever it's stationary at. That's going to be the baseline for it.
Okay.
Heading HSI reads a heading of 265, which is good. That matches up pretty closely. It's a little odd, maybe like 15 degrees off from the magnetic compass.
Okay.
This one's correct. That one's the one that's going to be off. Turn coordinator, wings are level, ball is centered.
Okay. Alright, primer is in and locked. Alright, yes, primer's in and locked. And we'll take it up to 1700. And to the right, small drop. Back. To the left, small drop. Back. And
good, car. Good. And then before you pull throttle, also check all of your engine instruments over here. So temperature's green, pressure's green. We got slightly positive amps, and then if you hit the left side of the master switch, you should get a high voltage annunciator, and your amp should discharge.
Okay, cool. And back to idle. And engine still runs. And back to 1,000. Okay.
I like your socks.
Oh, thank you.
Just noticed those.
You have to read the rest.
What is it? It's a bird. It's playing. What's the rest say?
It's my last flying fuck. I think that's what it is. Oil pressure, temperature, idle, check throttle friction. We're good. Alrighty. So flaps are 0. Carb heat is off. Transponder's good. We don't need the bucket heading work for right now. Doors and windows are closed and locked.
That's fine.
Okay. Alright, let's close that. Hotel Executive, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, holding short at 36. We're going to take 36 for departure to the northeast practice area. Hotel Executive. And don't see anybody, don't hear anybody. What was that?
It was alright.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll catch you off guard.
Yeah. Well, I know sometimes these will squawk.
Yeah, sometimes they do. This one will yell traffic at you.
Okay. Alright, we're going to use as much of this runway as possible.
Alright, we got 36 verified.
36 there, 36 there, 36 there. We got the correct runway. There's really no good place to put this, but I can get to it.
That should work, yeah.
Yeah, it should be good. Alright, heel to the floor, full throttle, a lot of right rudder.
Good, quick crosswind correction in there.
Airspeed is aligned. Take that out. Looking for 55. And 55, we'll rotate. Tap the brake. Climb out. 10 degrees. Maybe not 10 degrees, sorry. Down a little bit. You said 78 for climb,
Yeah,
correct?
Yep, 78. above this little scattered layer at 3,500. Let's turn northeast. Okay. Kind of just shoot for a gap between these clouds. Habit of doing a climb verification checklist. Okay. It's super straightforward. It's just power, mixture, instruments.
Power full, mixture full, instruments are showing, and we are, where is it? 70 to 17.
Yeah, perfect.
So climb checklist is complete. Got the traffic over to 420 Alpha Go. We are about 5 miles to the south-southwest, southwest-bound along the lake, west side of the lake, 1,700.
I think he's in the pattern at Fayetteville. Probably so, yeah. Flight control, you're going to put on your goggles.
Okay. You have the flight control?
I got flight control.
Yeah, the flight control.
My flight controls. Okay, I got my flight control on. Perfect. You got flight control.
I have the flight control.
Alright, your flight control.
My flight control.
And I just buzzed 050, so just stay on that heading for now.
Okay, 050.
Likes a lot of trim.
Okay.
It's not that your power is too much, it's just it needs a lot of trim.
Okay. Taking maybe 100 out. You're still flying.
While you're doing that, also watch your heading. Very threefold altitude-wise. Pitch, power, trim. So pitch a little bit. Yeah, this plane, it really does like a lot of nose-down trim.
Okay.
Normal cruise, it's not uncommon for it to be a little bit below the horizon.
Okay, I think they're trimmed down pretty good. Of course, I'll say that.
Yeah. Now, normal cruise, I would cruise a little faster. Today is fine. 90 knots is good. Just because we're doing instrument stuff, whenever we shoot approaches, do a hold or something, we want to be at 90. So it's a good practice to get your speed on. Okay, so we're gonna start with just timed turns. So let's talk about that for a second. So anytime you're doing a turn, instrument, it's going to be standard rate. Do you know how long it will take to do a full 360-degree turn, standard rate?
1 minute?
It'll take 2 minutes. 2 minutes. For a 180, it'll be 1 minute. So we're gonna use a timer here. The one I would recommend in this plane is the one on the transponder.
Okay.
So to get to it, just hit function, and you'll get to this up counter.
Okay.
If you want to start it, it's enter. If you want to stop it, it's clear.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry. If you want to stop it, just hit enter again. To reset it, hit clear.
Okay.
So let's do a couple. If we start on 050, I'm going to have you do a full 360-degree turn. Either direction is fine. And whenever you roll into that turn, start the timer.
Okay. You want to, because I can't look out for me. Are we clear?
Yeah, we're clear.
Okay, we're clear. So we're going to hit enter.
Yep.
And start the turn. Standard rate turn. Our timer is working.
Good.
Hold that altitude. 15 seconds in.
There's one at that rate.
There's rate.
There you go. So that at half standard rate, it'll take 4 minutes to do a...
Yeah. So standard rate means that's the green arrow and...
Yeah. You actually have 3 indications. You got obviously your wing.
Yeah.
You got the green arrow, and you have the rate indicator right there.
Okay. So now we're at standard.
There you go. Perfect.
Customer traffic, Archer 2480 Victor.
Now, what's the reciprocal heading of 050?
050 would be 050 plus 180, so 230.
230. That should be the reciprocal. Now we just got to a minute. The slight fluctuation that you see, keep the turn coming.
Oh, okay.
We're doing it 360. Yeah. The fluctuation you see would be variations in standard and half standard. So we started a little shallow. So that's why we didn't quite get to 230 before that minute.
Correct.
Also, keep your altitude. Are you using this one or that one?
I'm using this one.
Okay. Keep your altitude scan going. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna sync these up so that way I can just. Alright. We got about 20 seconds left in this turn.
Yeah. Standard. 10 seconds. 5 seconds.
So there's 2 minutes. You can keep it going. Yeah, so we're going to do it again. The only reason why we're going to be a little short here, or we were a little short, was because we did a half standard rate at the beginning there.
Correct.
So we're about 10 seconds. That's not bad.
Okay, so enter and clear.
Good. And then go back to 3,500. So that's another scan you got to keep going. While you're turning, also watch your altitude. Pitch down a little bit, get that altitude back, and then we'll start another one.
Back out.
There you go.
There's our pitch. Let's get our power back.
Keep pitching down as you add that power in, because it's going to be reactionary. As you add power, it wants to kind of pitch up on you. Good. You got your power set. Now trim it out. If you need to, yeah.
I think we're pretty trim.
I think it looks good.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to do another 360-degree turn.
Okay.
Same thing, timer, but this time do it to the right, and this time really watch your standard rate in the beginning there.
Okay.
Also watch your altitude throughout.
Okay.
Because it's climbing on you right now too.
Yes, it is. Whatever. Alright, let's get back down to where we need to be. Power now.
And for all these small altitude changes, I would recommend not messing with your power too much, because what's happening is you have it trimmed and then you pull power, so then the trim is kind of out of whack.
Okay.
So like to correct this, I would just pitch down, get your altitude back. Your speed will rise momentarily. Yeah, it's okay. Whenever you pull back up, it'll recapture it.
Okay, so we'll go back to here.
There you go.
And here.
Alright, so whenever you're ready.
Okay, so we will enter.
Good, timer's going.
Clear, but.
And when you roll into that turn, don't pull back quite that much. It really does want to climb. I'm going to give you a little bit more nose down trim. Okay. Like that. That might have been too much. But now you're a little steeper than standard rate.
Yeah.
There you go, right about there.
Look up at the one, somehow popped out. Okay, standard rate.
So like I said before, we should hopefully get to 230 at about a minute. This time we might get there a little bit quicker because we had a little more than standard rate.
Yeah.
Watch that altitude.
So that hurts the engine go down.
So there's 230. Oh, good. So not too far off. That pitch down a little bit. Get that altitude back. It's all about correcting. So if you're high, that's fine. Just correct it. That's what ATC is expecting. That's what check ride would also be.
45 seconds to go. Standard, a little more standard. Altitude.
So this is perfect so far. We got 90 degrees to go and we got 30 seconds left. So that looks really good. Altitude looks good too.
15 seconds to go. And we're looking for 050. 6 seconds to go. 5 seconds. That was 2. And
Perfect. Wow. That was perfect. Good. So 360 degree turn. There was 2 minutes.
okay.
Good. Alright, now let's just do a 180. So let's turn around, we'll point 230. That's going to be a 1 minute. 1 minute turn.
Okay. Are we clear out the windows?
We are clear, out the windows, clear on there. You can go either direction.
Okay. We're going to go to the left. Take it down. Lift the head. Level it out. And you said
1 minute. 1 minute.
After traffic, leading on 1 classic.
alright. Enter.
I think so.
Good going.
There it goes. Yeah, no, sometimes the buttons are weird.
Alright. Correcting the altitude.
Good.
Standard range. Like cross plan over the part of the east on the side. Take it back down where it needs to be. And we're coming up on 30 seconds.
We're good so far.
30.
There's 30 seconds. That's about good. We got like 85 degrees left.
Okay, we can level out here. 20 seconds. And more turn. 6 seconds. And 10 degrees. And roll out.
Look at that.
Alright.
Perfect.
Enter. Clear.
Alright. So now we're going to start working on compass turns. Compass. The very erroneous instrument. So, do you remember the compass errors?
Lag to the north and advancing to the south, or lead to the south?
Yeah, so undershoot north, overshoot south. So it's actually gonna lead on turns to the north. So you want to undershoot your level off, essentially. It is going to lag on your turn to the south. So overshoot south because it's gonna catch back up to you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
But,
Remember, final,
Good correction with altitude.
well into.
okay. So when I'm turning to the south, if I want to, let's just say I want to, if I got correct, if I turn to the south and say I want to go to 180,
Yeah.
I would roll out about 10 degrees before 180. Correct. But
You would roll out 10 degrees past 180.
degrees past. Okay.
Yeah. So you want to overshoot south,
Okay.
undershoot north, so you opposite.
Okay.
Here's a little backwards.
All right.
All right. So put me on a west heading. You can use this one to get to west for now.
So that would be 270.
270.
So we'll turn to the west.
So first we're just going to do compass turns by themselves, and then we'll do timed compass turns.
So I'm turning to north. So roll out before, correct?
A little bit. And it doesn't really, it's not as pronounced on easterly, westerly headings, but really when you're turning north or southbound.
Okay.
Okay, but that's what we're going to do. So I want you to do a compass turn. We're going to go to the south first. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Are things mumbling, or am I just hearing the low?
He seems like he's pretty quiet on it.
Okay.
Not just you. Alright, so compass turns. Get rid of that. Alright, so let's go. We're going to go to the south first.
Okay.
So first of all, start off on west. So just put it exactly on westerly heading. And you did the exact error I thought you were going to do. Remember, compass is backwards, so a turn to the right is actually to the left. And roll out right about there. Want to undershoot just a little bit. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so let's go to the south. You are clear to the left, clear on the radar.
Okay. So we're going to turn to the south. We'll turn to the left. And standard straight turn to the left.
Good. And overshoot south.
Overshoot south by about 10 degrees.
About 10 degrees, yeah.
So there's south. And there's about 10.
And look at that. Pull back on you. So, maybe even more than 10 degrees next time.
Okay.
Next time maybe try it's about 15 off, so maybe try and overshoot it by 15
Okay.
next time. Now we're going to do a turn to the north. So a 180 turn all the way back around to the north.
180 turn to the north. Let's get back on altitude.
And north is the opposite, it's going to undershoot. So I would undershoot it by about 15 degrees.
Okay. So we'll turn to the north. It's like it trimmed out the fly at 3,600 feet.
It really is. No, this plane, I don't know what's wrong with it. Like,
Got a mind of its own.
yeah. Now watch the standard rate. There you go. Trust me, like, sometimes I fly this plane and I get it, like, trimmed out, 2,100 RPM, and we're going, like, 115. I'm like, what's happening here?
Call on the traffic, 628-500, departing runway 24.
Now roll out.
Good.
So
And look at that. Come back up to you. Again, same thing with, there it goes, kind of oscillating a little bit. Okay, so same thing with south. We could have undershooted it maybe a little more, so it's kind of trial and error with the compass, honestly. Next time for each of them, I would do 20 degrees instead of 15. So let's do another one. Let's go back to the south.
Back to the south. We're going to turn to the left. We are clear.
clear there. 3,000 above us.
Alright. So get that standard rate in. Standard rate. Get that climb out of there. And we're turning to the south.
I'll go with that. Another final runway.
Speed is good, climb is oh, 360.
There is a little more down trim, if that helps.
Coming through west. Speed is good. Fuel is oscillating, temperature, pressure is in. You can pull that climb out, or that step down. And we're looking for south. No, you said
Over to south, remember? Yeah, by about 20 degrees.
So there it is. 20. And wind is level.
That's pretty good. We're right at south.
Exit back to the back.
Let's go over it real quick. Just listen.
Okay.
And so it's... Okay, so on, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird plane. Alright, you got it. Okay, now we're going to do a turn. I want to do a 270 degree turn to the left, and we're going to level off on west, so 270 with the compass.
I'll turn to the west, 270.
Yeah, so to the left, we're going to do a 270 degree turn to heading 270.
Okay. Alright, so what's the standard rate?
On the traffic, 6285 Foxtrot, turning downwind, runway 24.
Give me that altitude down. And we're looking for west. Northeast, we got 180 to go. We can pull that out and put it back in. Back to standard rate, put that back in there. We're coming up on north. Good.
This is where it kind of leads a little bit.
Put that altitude back.
On the traffic, 6285 Foxtrot, turning left base, runway 24.
Roll out towards 70.
Good. Good. Alright, cool. So now that we're on a westerly heading, there's another error. Do you know what that is? So there's your northerly, southerly turning errors, and then there's an acceleration, deceleration error as well.
Okay.
So now it's opposite. So now if you're on an easterly or westerly heading, if you pull the power out, do you know what the compass is going to do?
The compass is down off the top of my head.
It's gonna swing to the south. So anytime you decelerate on a east or west heading, your compass swings to the south. If you accelerate on an east or west heading, it's gonna swing to the north. So that's just, you can just kind of experiment with it. Just pull your throttle out, let the plane slow down, still maintain 3,500. Pull it to like 1,500. Good. So as we slow down, oh, actually, it's not really even doing it. Maybe kind of swing a little bit to the south, it looks like.
Okay.
Like 5 degrees maybe. And if you put it back in.
Okay, I see that.
Now it's swinging back a little bit. Now it's not nearly as pronounced as the northerly, southerly airs, but it is there, so just something to be aware of. That one only happens if you're on easterly or westerly head.
Okay. Get back west. Okay, come on now.
Cool. And you can set it. You can set it back for 2200. Okay. Do you remember how to program the VOR?
Program the VOR. That is tab here. Go to the head.
So you have to do something on here first.
Okay.
So you're gonna go back, default nav, and then you're gonna hit CDI. Because that's what's going to flip your pink needle to green needle.
Okay.
The VORs, they're ground based, so they're going to be green.
Okay.
Well, I'm talking through this to get back down to 3,500. So VORs, now you got it on here. The default nav is on VLOC, so that's going to be green needle, VOR, localizer. So that's good, that's what we want. On here, now to change your course, that's what you were doing.
Okay.
Press that knob, you can go to course, and then you can move it around. So go ahead and I want you to plug in the 030 radial.
Okay. So default CDI. So we're on screen. And you said 030 radial?
030 radial, yeah. So that was your heading.
Then I'm lost, and I don't know.
No, you're good. You just hit the wrong thing. You hit heading instead of course.
Course, okay.
Okay. So now, whenever that needle starts to come in, same thing as we're gonna do last time. I want you to intercept it, track it inbound. Right. So remember.
That's right? That's 2 arrows.
Yeah. So that's a 2 arrow, right? So that's always pointing to the VOR. So you're gonna go to the left whenever you intercept that course.
And we want to wait till we're about halfway between that dot and the plane.
Yeah. So for now, stay on heading 270.
Okay.
It's weird. That one says 270, that one does not.
And you said this one is more accurate, correct?
Yeah, because remember we checked it on the ground. This one was about 15 degrees off anyways, so that's another thing you would have to keep in mind if you ever lost that. You're just navigating on that. Good. So this is a good intercept angle.
Right now it's at the exit on I-36.
Alright. Now the other thing, I'm going to put a distance on here, that way you have it from the VOR. So we're going to do RQT, rocket, and we're going to go there. Correct. Enter. Okay, well now you have a distance. It's right here, it's not ideal, instead of it being on there.
Okay. So we're going to start our turn. Standard rate turn.
Good.
Get our altitude back.
Following traffic, 68 Foxtrot, turning left, base, runway 24.
Okay, so now we're going to go back to think about that wind diamond and think about your heading, right? The wind diamond, the pink diamond is your track. So we are moving to the left of that course, right?
Right.
And the CDI is on the right. So we need to correct to the right. And we got to correct that track to the right. So it's not, you're not going to get back on it unless this pink diamond is on the right side of the diesel. Nope, to the right. To the right.
To the right?
Right, yeah, because your CDI is on the right-hand side. So you got to correct towards it.
Correct towards the CDI. So put the pink diamond
pink diamond has to be to the right of the course, or else you're never going to catch it back, because the pink diamond is where the wind is your track, right? It's where the wind is blowing you.
Okay.
So if that, like, let's say you split the difference and you have the pink diamond to the left, and this is a good angle right here, so just stay at 240. So you have that pink diamond to the left, and you're heading to the right of the green needle. Well, now you're still gonna be moving away from it because the wind is pushing you away. Does that kind of make sense? If not, we'll talk about it more on the ground.
Okay,
but,
yeah. I had to reach saturation there for a second.
Yeah, no, I get it. The plane is not the best place to learn a new concept.
Yeah.
But for now, anytime you're tracking the course, whether it be VOR, whether it be GPS, use the pink diamond.
Okay. So I'm going to have the pink diamond and the lines all lined up.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Calling the traffic, 6285 Foxtrot, going around runway 24. So now if I start my turn,
Just a nice shallow turn.
so not a standard turn.
Standard range fine, yeah. And then start that roll out a little early, right? Start anticipating it. Because if you roll out when your heading is above that course, or when your pink diamond is above that course, it's going to go right past it. See how the pink diamond is already a little bit past it?
Yeah.
So put it a little more to the right. Opposite direction. You're turning to the left. Hustle executive traffic, Skyhawk 172, keeled up 4 miles northeast, 3,600. We're going to be flying over the field at 3,600. Hustle check. Good. So now it's back to the right, which is good, because you got to chase that green needle, so that's good. Oh yeah. Alright, now I want to try a procedure turn. So, again, we're going to be using the timer a little bit here. Now, a procedure turn you would use if you want to reverse your course, right? So, we are flying a course, a bearing right now of essentially, what's 030 plus 200, 230, 210, right? Our bearing is 210 to the VOR. Just the reciprocal of 030. So, let's say we wanted to turn around and fly 030. We want to fly outbound. Well, on instrument approach procedures, there's going to be what's called a procedure turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially turn to the left about 45 degrees. So now we're kind of angled away from the course at 45 degrees. We're going to fly that for 1 minute. Then we're going to do a 180 degree turn. We're going to fly that until we intercept the course and turn us around. So for this one, our bearing is 210, and we're going to do a procedure turn to the right. So what's 210 plus 45 degrees? 255. So we're going to buzz heading 255. So for now, whenever this course needle gets centered up, we're going to turn to heading 255, and when you start that turn, start the timer.
Okay. So line up.
Yep.
Turn. Hit start.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like that. Let's get the vehicle no-go. Right down there for runway 26. Taking its time coming in.
Pretty close.
There we go. Alright, so we're going to start our standard return. Hit that start. No.
There you go. Hit the start.
I thought
Level. So 255, that's our heading. Now you start the timer.
Yeah.
We're going to fly outbound. Started. We did start. Okay, we're going to fly outbound for 1 minute. Outbound for on this heading. Now, whenever we get to 1 minute, that's when we're going to start our turn back around. So it's going to be a 180 degree turn. What's your heading going to be?
So that's going to be 180 minus 255, so 125.
Not quite. 255 minus 180.
255 minus 180,
Dude, I like to work in increments of 200. So 255 minus 200 is 055. Plus that, give that 20 back because we need 180. So add that 20 back into it and you get 075.
Okay.
So that's going to be your heading.
Okay.
So we got about 7 seconds, and then you're going to do a left-hand turn to 075.
Alright, left hand turn to 075, standard range.
Good.
It's like pouring water out. Start energy time. Get our altitude down.
Good. Nope, that's 175.
Okay, yeah.
Control check your traffic stock, 172, kilo delta overhead, 3,500, transitioning northeastbound, Control check.
Alright.
Now, your course is already centered, so just track that course on the reciprocal, right?
Okay.
So, 030, turn to the left, 030. Because your course is already centered. The whole point of doing that turnaround was to center that course needle up again.
Okay. So, okay, I'm lost. And I had something else in my mind that I was looking to do.
Yeah, so essentially, I'll try and draw it out while you're flying. So, we have the VOR. We're 030 radial, right? It shoots off to the northeast from the VOR. What we just did, essentially, was we went outbound 45 and then inbound.
How about,
We'll do it on the ground, but
let's do this. So this is one of the best things. I'm going to let you do it, and I'll watch you.
okay.
And we'll have everything kind of recorded.
Good.
Kind of visually take notes.
Yeah, and we'll talk about this on the ground too. I know, I understand it's weird to, especially all this new instrument stuff, so I got flight controls.
You have the flight control.
My flight controls. Alright.
Let me move them. You got the way. You're good.
So I want to get this course needle centered, right?
Okay.
My pink diamond is to the right of the arrow, so I need to take it to the left because that CDI is to the left. And a good correction would be 30 degrees. It's pretty close, so I'm not going to do quite 30. We get back down to 3,500. Alright, so now we have that diamond on the left-hand side. The CDI is slowly coming in back to the center.
Okay.
Whenever it gets centered up, I'm going to take my turn back and put that pink diamond right on the top of both arrows.
So on traffic, 6285, start turning across the...
Just about centered. So we're going to take it back to the right. Altitude's coming back. Alright, so now we're on course, right? You see that pink diamond is just right on top of the course, and our CDI is centered.
Yeah.
So that's what we want. We're at 3,500, speed is good. So we're going to do a procedure turn here. So again, the whole point of a procedure turn is to just turn around on this same course. So, let's see, we're going to do it to the left.
Okay.
So, my course, or my desired track is 030, right? That's what I'm trying to follow right now.
Okay.
So what's 030 minus 45 degrees?
030 minus 45, runway 325.
325.
You said 030 minus 45
Yeah.
would be 255.
345. That's a weird one because you got to go back from 360. Because we're at 030, so 030 minus 30 is 360, and we got a minus 15 more, 345.
Yeah.
345.
Yeah.
So that's going to be our heading. I'm going to bug it. I'm going to start the turn to the left, standard rate. And now this is heading. This is not course because we're just trying to fly a heading. So we got 345. We're going to start the time. We're going to fly it for a minute. While I'm doing that, I'm going to correct that altitude. Now the wind is also the wind is essentially blowing us towards our course. So it's going to be a little bit different than normal because we have wind pushing us towards it. So we might not, by the time we get that turn all the way around to that 180 on the next turn, probably going to be on the course, which is what happened to us back there as well.
Okay.
Alright, we're at 30 seconds, we got 30 more. Back to 3,500.
Delta traffic 6285 Foxtrot, turning left base, runway 24.
Got about 12 more seconds.
We've gone 4 miles to the south, inbound to land on runway 24.
This makes sense that it's deviating to the right because we are now moving to the left of the course.
Correct.
There's a minute. So we're going to go standard rate turn. We can reset that.
Delta traffic 6285 Foxtrot, turning final runway 24. Let you go.
Now, as we start moving closer to that course, that needle's going to start coming in. And remember, our whole point of doing this is to turn around so that we're on a 210 course.
Okay. Alpha traffic, that's not yours, I'm like going to right base, runway 36, runway 6.
Typical of 345 is 160. So here we go. Here's heading 160. Our course is almost centered up. Okay. So whenever it does center, we're going to turn back to 210. Because that's our turnaround, right? We were originally on 030, and we wanted to turn around and get on to 210. There's a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
And again, to keep that CDI centered, the pink diamond goes right on top of the course, and the CDI is centered. Now, if that CDI starts to deviate to the right, which it is, I got to correct a little bit to the right, just ever so slightly, because it's not a major correction. You don't want to be snaking around it. You don't want to be chasing it back and forth. It's just a very slight correction, especially right now. I'm only correcting like maybe 5 degrees to get that course back to the center. But that's a procedure turn. So essentially, we just did a turn to the left so that we can move away from the course, a turnaround, and then we re-intersected it.
Okay.
Next time we go up, we're going to do what are called patterns A and B.
Okay.
Essentially a bunch of procedure turns. So we'll talk about that when we get on the ground too.
Okay. Go runway 24.
Still using 3.6 at executive. I'm gonna give you the flight controls back.
Okay. I have the flight control.
You have flight control?
I have the flight control.
Alright, I want you to turn left heading 180.
Left turning 180.
We're gonna load up an instrument approach, and I'm gonna show you how that kind of works.
Okay.
Alright, so we're going to load in the RNAV for runway 36. So, an instrument approach. Every plane, or most planes that have a GPS in them, are going to have this procedure tab. On this plane, it's a touchscreen, so it's not a button. But most of them will have a procedure button.
Okay.
You'll hit procedure. You want to go to approach. Our airport's already in there, so that's good. MDQ, approach. We're going to load the RNAV, runway 36. We'll do vectors today. We are going to load it and activate it. Now, whenever we do that, we no longer want this on VLOC because this is a GPS approach. Okay. So we're going to go back to default nav, switch to CDI, and now we're pink over there. We got GPS on here. It's good, that's what we want. So essentially what that just did was draw out a long final approach course for runway 36. So that's what you're seeing on here, and you can kind of see it on here. I know it's not the best, but MDQ, runway 36, it's just a big, long approach path to it. Okay. So I'm just going to take you south. The airport's like just right at our 3 o'clock right now, so we're going to go past it a little bit. Usually, in this time, you'd be doing a bunch of different things. You'd be getting the weather. You would brief this approach, so we'll talk about approach place later on. But essentially, for the RNAV, we have this big approach plate. We would be briefing this right now, doing a descent check
clear. Below 12,000. Temperature 26 Celsius. Dew point 20. Altimeter 2,996. Density altitude 2300.
Alright.
That's executive.
And with this one, just match it up to that one.
09er. Zulu. Weather.
That's fine.
2.
Okay, so we got our weather, we got altimeter setting, winds are 280 at 4 knots, so pretty calm still, but it's a crosswind. They're landing on 36, that's the main part of getting the weather. That way you make sure that the approach you chose is the correct approach. If let's say the winds were like 150, we could still shoot the RNAV runway 36, but we do what's called circling, so eventually we would break off the approach and enter downwind.
Okay.
That, again, is a much later lesson, but for now I really just want to show you that this course is essentially the exact same thing that we've been doing with VORs.
Okay.
It's just pink.
Also, picture is good. Undercarriage. What? I'll put on the light on. Good.
Alright, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, descend and maintain 2,500.
Descend and maintain 2,500, 172 Kilo Delta. That's traffic challenge, 1 still, on go, runway 23, we left low traffic, runway 23, let's head that clear track.
And for this, you definitely would pull some power out. So pull it out to about 1,800.
Delta's off the 45.
That way you can kind of keep a nice consistent 90 knot descent going.
Okay.
Alright, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, turn right heading 230.
Right turn 230 for 172 Kilo Delta. Denver Travis, John 7122 Golf, turn left, crosswind, runway 23, expect.
So with visitor traffic, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, 5 miles southeast, 3,100 descending. We're going to be inbound on the RNAV runway 36, Huxville Deck.
And Bessemer traffic, Sirius 541 Juliet Delta has been crosswind traffic in sight. You have us position.
Right, there's 230.
Good.
What you do on that for? You want to go next? Bessemer.
And get bumpy. A little bit, yeah.
It's that time of the morning.
Yep. Gotta start to heat up.
Traffic 722 Golf, turning left downwind, runway 23, Bessemer traffic. That's a big one. Alright.
Good.
Gonna pitch that.
And again, for instrument approaches, we want to be at 90. So 2100 RPM is plenty.
Oh, you want to do the whole approach at 90?
At 90 knots, yep. So that includes this intercept, this weird little portion beforehand. Whenever we really start getting into approaches, you'll hear me say 3 minutes or 3 miles. Whenever you're within either 3 minutes of intercept or 3 miles, you're going to slow it down to 90. Okay. So this is a good power setting, good speed. Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, turn right heading 280.
Right 280 for 172 Kilo Delta. Right 280.
Okay, pick that nose up just a little bit so you don't descend. It does get challenging whenever it gets bumpy outside. There's a lot, the scan is a lot more intensive. Pick that nose up a little more, give it some power so you can get back up to 2,500.
Traffic 625 box track, joining left downwind for 24. We're looking out for that green tail dragger.
Right, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Delta, turn right heading 320.
Right 320 for 172 Kilo Delta.
And descend and maintain 2,000.
Descend and maintain 2,000 for 172 Kilo Delta.
Hello, on the traffic, reaching, no driver reaching to the left face, 500 foot for 36, full top, hello.
So again, pull your power out as you're descending because you don't want your speed to really get up there. So 320.
got you guys in sight.
Back a little bit more to the left.
We got you guys in sight.
There he goes. I'm still check your traffic. Sound 172, keel Delta 5 mile final, RNAV, runway 36, I'm still check. Good, so there's 320. Now, this is your intercept angle, so whenever that pink course starts to come in, you're going to follow it, just like we did with that VOR.
Okay.
Pull a little bit of power out, just a little fast. Now pretty soon you're also going to get a glide path up here, a pink diamond.
Okay.
I'll tell you how to work with that as well.
Traffic 62555, turning left 8, equals a workout.
Yeah. Alright, so there's that course, so as it turns to the right.
Alright.
Right about here, we just want it centered. So again, pink diamond goes right at the top. Good. Roll level.
Point level.
Alright, I don't know where the glide path is. Hopefully that comes in soon. If not, then I'll give you step downs.
Okay. 2,000.
Alright, so I have 172 kilo doesn't then maintain 1,500.
1,500 for...
So take your followers off. I just want you to see how sensitive this... I got like...
Yes, sir.
I just want you to see how sensitive this course is. So if we go to the left here, I'm gonna pull a little more power out. If we go to the left, that course is already half scale deflection. It's very sensitive because it wants us to be essentially straight down the runway, right? Okay. On the center line, pull a little more power out. So now, once we get it centered up, we should be right on center line. So right about here. Now we're shooting the approach at 90 knots. We got it centered up. Pink diamond's at the top, 90 knots. Usually we would have a glide path. I don't know why there's no glide path on there. But that glide path would line up with the PACI lights, so it would probably say we're just a little high right now. Okay. There we go. So there's our 2 white, 2 red. If we had a glide path, it would be centered. Okay. Of course, it's perfectly centered, so that's exactly what you want. Okay. Centered means you're straight down the runway. Okay.
How much tickets in here?
Yeah. 90 knots. That's looking good. Now, you wouldn't slow down until you break out at minimums. So usually minimums are about 200 feet. Okay. On this approach they are 200 feet, so I'll show you what that's like. So we're going to maintain 90. In theory we have not broken out of the clouds yet. We still cannot see the runway. Okay. Alright, taking it down, still at 90. We're about 100 feet above the decision altitude right now.
Real wow.
Yeah, so you can still be going in clouds. And right about now, here's your DA, so you have to break out right now. This is when you slow down. So, power comes out, gone. We want to try and get flaps in if we can. So below 85, we're going to go flaps 10. And it's going to be a fast one, so it might float a little bit. Oh yeah, it's going to float. Yeah. There's touchdown.
Surprise goal.
We'll be going down to Delta, yep. Yeah, so that's, you can shoot one of those approaches very far. They don't all go to 200 feet above ground, but that one specifically does. Most ILS, most instrument landing systems also go to 200. So they go pretty low. If you don't break out by then, yeah, you got bigger problems.
I mean, so the whole, so then the whole landing procedure just changes
a little bit
in the ILS environment. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like we're 90 knots.
Yeah.
We're so close.
Exactly. Yeah. So it really changes everything. You're not shooting for that, 75, 65 kind of deal anymore. Hospital Executive Traffic Scott 172 kilo Delta clear runway 36 at Delta. We'll be taxiing to the ramp. You're no longer doing that 85, 75, 60 kind of deal. You're keeping it at 90 the whole time. The reason for that is because if you have to go mist, you don't want to go mist at such a slow speed. You want to go mist and be able to just climb right back out of there. So the 90 knots is there until you break out at least. Now, most of the time, hopefully you're not breaking out at 200, so you don't have to keep it at 90 that whole time. But even after you break out, you still want to be following your course. You still want to be following a glide path of some sort. of it start getting flaps in a little bit earlier. That way you're not over the threshold at like 80.
Okay.
But that was an approach. I really just wanted to show you the course part of it today. I guess it's probably a good thing the glide path didn't come out. That would have been an extra little component. But you got flight controls.
Okay, I have the flight controls.
You have flight controls. I made your call for you too, so you're good to take it in. Lean that just a little bit.